Hey, what's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another episode with iTrack. We are back in the building yet again, man. I appreciate you guys for tapping in like you always do. If this is your first time here, what we like to do is take a look at the most interesting and creepy TikToks and kind of evaluate for ourselves whether these are fact or fake. If you haven't already, go ahead and smash that like button for me. Smash that subscribe button and join the iTrack fam. And without any further ado, let's just jump into it.
Justin Timberlake.
Oh, man. This one.
JT.
Justin, I am so disappointed. It's over between us. He come out with a new music video now called No Angels.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, it's so hard to watch.
Oh, boy.
Very hard to watch. It's the most demonic music video I've ever seen in my life. The video starts in what it looks like a church. And he goes into like a private party, right? In which he enters and see himself maybe like acting as a DJ, right? Or his alter ego. Then the weird thing is that this woman, she looks kind of evil from the beginning. Like she
looks off. There's something off
about her. Yeah, there's something weird about her. And then he goes in and she scratches him right here on the face. And when that happened, she just become demonic and she just goes like she spread her wings like demonic right there. Everybody looks possessed. Like they look like demons. And out of a sudden, she start throwing up this weird liquid that looks like blood.
The liquid is black.
Like very concentrated blood almost. You know how the blood looks like black? Mm-hmm. And she vomits that, and then everybody gets possessed and start doing crazy things to each other. What do you think is the meaning behind this demonic music video? First of all, why?
I'm thinking it might be shock value, to have people like her talking about it all over the internet. And it would get millions of views and generate lots of revenue. And then the other part of it is maybe it's a bit deeper, like the recurring theme on my channel.
George Bush Sr.
Yeah.
He was a soldier in World War II. He was a pilot. This story was wild, and I've never heard it. In 1992, George Bush Sr. was at this Japanese state dinner, and they brought out this like sushimi stuff in front of him. He literally, there's the video of it, he pukes just and then passes out.
Jeez.
It was insane. Like, when I first saw it, I thought it was kind of funny because I'm like, oh, he's just like, ooh, raw fish, sushi, yeah. But then I found out the story of why he did that, and it was the saddest, scariest thing ever. In 1944, he was flying a bomber, and they're going to Father Island, which is it was a stronghold by the Japanese army in the Pacific. He was able to hit the tower, but then his plane was shot down. Him and his guys parachuted out of their plane. The Japanese soldiers saw where they landed, so they got in their boats and they started going towards them. 4 hours went by, a submarine came and got them. But then there was 8 dudes that were also shot down that were captured by the Japanese army.
Oh no.
And this is true. They're all tortured, but 4 of them were actually cut up and presented to the generals and stuff as a dinner. George Bush was basically like, I could have been one of those people that was eaten, dude.
Now that's crazy. He sat there and had survivor's remorse to the 10th power.
FBI believes that multiple serial killer truckers are currently on the loose, hunting for victims along American highways. Take a look at this map from the Highway Serial Killings Initiative database. The red dots show where remains have been found along highways over the past 30 years. Well, right now, the FBI believes at least 850 murders are linked to long-haul truckers.
We started noticing within our database a number of bodies along the side of the road. Victims kept coming up as prostitutes, specifically truck stop prostitutes, and one after another, our main suspects or confirmed offenders were identified as truck drivers. They're extremely difficult to track down, and the mobility of their occupation allows them access to so many different areas of victim selection and then victim release locations.
When Frank Figliuzzi, a former FBI assistant director for counterintelligence, heard the disturbing data, he realized that he needed to zero in. So he spent a year riding more than 2,000 miles in a semi to research the subculture and find answers.
Hey, according to that map, a lot of that's going down on the East Coast. Hey, keep your eyes open.
Y'all, what is Google trying to tell us? I saw a video do this, I did not believe it, so I did it myself, and it's true. I had a really strong feeling we would not see past 2030. Let me show you why. Okay, going through the dates, one at a time. First, 2024. And it's just normal stuff, right? 2024, okay. Wait till you see what 2025 is. You can't make this stuff up. What is this? What is this? That, like, what's going on? Did you see the gas mask in the first one? What is this? Watch this. 2026, back to normal, right? But wait until you see 2027. Whoa, hold on there. What's going on with this? It's about to get really weird in 1 second. It's about to get really weird. Weird, huh? But just wait. 2028 is the craziest one. Almost. 2028. 2028, the end? 2028, Finn? 2028, the rapture? 2028, what is this? You guys, are you serious? All over the freaking place. Why? Watch 2029. The very end, supposedly, by Google. Meteors hitting the Earth. Like the very, very end. And the funniest part is 2030. Watch how we go from like the rapture and the end and asteroids into like just this futuristic new world. All of a sudden, we're in a new world. Look at this beside me. Look at that. So all of a sudden, we just transform into a new life. Odd.
I mean, if I'm not mistaken, Google is one of the OG rabbit holes. Like, it doesn't cease to amaze me every single time.
So apparently it's been scientifically proven that the vast majority of people actually are just sheeple. A few years ago, Nat Geo conducted these sheeple experiments. They put like 10 people in a waiting room and then told them to stand whenever a beep came over the intercom. They wanted to see if this woman would eventually start standing too, for no reason other than she just simply saw that everyone else was doing it. The name of this psychological phenomenon is called herd mentality. A certain percentage of humans are more likely to offload their decision making to the rest of the herd. And as you can see, eventually she did end up standing, even though she literally doesn't know why she or the other people are doing this. For the second half of the experiment, they removed all the actors, started letting more normal people, non-actors, come into the waiting room in order to see if they would do the same thing. What they found was that they too started standing, even though they literally have no reason why, making this a classic example of herd mentality. Apparently, 95% of people have evolved to have herd mentality, which would make the 5% of you who say you have difficulty conforming the actual mutants here. So get in the comments and let me know what you would have done if you were in the waiting room. Would you have stood up, or are you one of the mutants that would have apparently done something different?
I mean, the first thing I'm doing is asking questions like, are we getting paid to stand up and sit down? Like, what's going on? Let me know what you guys would do.
Sorry, but anyone who says the devil is not in our face needs to look at this. Monster. Look at this. Bad apple. Forget your regular apple juice. Bad apple is so good, it's almost worth getting kicked out of Eden for. Unleash the beast. Come on now, how much more obvious does it get?
Can I blow your mind right now? Okay. If the center of the Earth is hot, why is the bottom of the ocean cold? Right, let that sink in. So you're closer to the source of the Earth's heat, but the water is colder. It doesn't make sense. So Chris and I were talking about this because we were flying to see our sister last summer and we're going over the ocean. And I said, make it make sense, Chris. Scientists expect us to believe that the center of the Earth is 100% pure lava, which is liquid fire. You can look this up. So shouldn't the bottom of the ocean be boiling water? Well, it's not. It's cold water. So there's only one explanation for this. There's only one explanation. And that is that the center of the Earth is actually frozen. And if this is a hard thing to believe, you just have to look to the evidence. And who gives us the evidence? The same scientists that try to tell us that the center of the Earth is hot. Okay, so if you really want to go down this rabbit hole with me, ask yourself why 50% of scientists say that the dinosaurs were killed by the Ice Age, and the other 50% say it was because of volcanic eruptions. Well, if the center of the Earth is frozen, what comes out of a volcano? I think you know where I'm going with this.
I mean, he's actually making a great point right now. I couldn't even argue against it. But if you know something that I don't know or that he doesn't know, let me know.
If you believe in God, don't have no idols, no false idols. When you look at those people that you think are somebody, or they all that, they just regular people with a little bit more money. Me and Puff used to get into arguments. You broke ass cop. I say, broke ass cop. I said, you got a ring, I got a ring. You got a watch, I got a watch. You got a chain, I got a chain. You got a car, I got a car. You got a house. You ain't got none that I don't have, brother. It might be different values, but you don't have nothing I don't have. Love the things that you have, not that you want.
For those who don't know, your profession was a bodyguard.
Not at all. My profession I was professionally a New York State parole officer, where I worked for 27 years. My profession first was, like I said, parole officer, then investigator. Then that bodyguard thing was just me looking after, people that was in our crew and clique.
You're a pretty big guy. You probably could have had your way in the streets. What made you go that route?
I'd rather have a slow nickel than a fast dollar any day.
I'm glad.
Ain't nothing wrong with a slow nickel, brother. A slow nickel build communities. A slow nickel keep you home with your girl.
I would like to introduce you to the head witch, Michelle Lamy. She's a 78-year-old fashion designer from France, currently married to the American fashion designer, Rick Owens. Here she is wearing his head on her body during Fashion Week. And not only that, through the years, she's developed close relationships with ton celebrities, including A$AP Rocky. A$AP Rocky mentions Rick Owens in his music a lot, if you're familiar. Here's another picture of A$AP doing the satanic ritual in the beginning of his career. Not only that, Michelle is very close with another coven, the Kardashians. Starting to make sense.
TikTok is good for pointing out the random people that are next to a lot of these celebrities.
If you're a conspiracy theorist, this upcoming iOS 18 update might not be for you. And it needs to be talked about immediately, because how is nobody questioning this? I swear, humans are so easily entertained, it's actually scary. First of all, let's start off with the fact that while it might seem cool, your front-facing camera will allow you to use your device with your eyes. Yes, your eyes. Literally tracking them as they move. While this might seem cool for users with physical disabilities, you are literally capable, like it says here, of navigating through the elements of an app and use dwell control to activate each element, accessing additional functions such as physical buttons, swipes, and other gestures solely with their eyes. I think we're getting a little bit too advanced here, people. And if that's not sketchy, you will literally be able to lock any app. Yes, lock your apps and even hide them as well. So say goodbye to monogamy, ladies and gentlemen. But the biggest one yet is the fact that Siri is getting an extreme AI update, which will allow it to quite literally have access to everything in your phone, including your location, your text messages, see every single photo on your device as well, and even pick out via voice command a specific photo you have throughout your entire album to its most precise wording, such as asking Siri to find a specific photo from years ago with a specific individual. But the good thing is the fact that right now, AI capabilities, as we know, will only be available on the iPhone 15 Pro, which I'm guessing people wouldn't want after hearing what's coming. I've seen the show The 100 and the movie Terminator, so I'm good, wink wink. But if this is for you, then so be it, go for it. After looking into Senate Bill 1409, I don't really know. Go ahead and do yourself a favor and go look into Senate Bill 1409. Then things get really interesting.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, it sounded cool at first, but if it's gonna ruin my peace of mind, I'll let y'all test it out first and then you let me know how it works out.
You guys, there is no way that's 80-20. There's no way.
Literally, come on guys, that's like 50-50. It's just like off to you. I did my grocery order from Walmart, and this is the hamburger they gave us. But you guys, it's not... Y'all remember when hamburger used to have literally the red lines in it like that? Like... It feels like moon sand. Like, what are they doing? None of the juices are normal. Like, it's only been on just a minute, and look at, it's already, like, none of this is normal. For the first time, literally, I'm worried about the meat I'm eating from the store, and I think it's time to go to a butcher. But it's almost like got a gel thick consistency to it. The meat is a little, it's like kind of pasty. Sorry, the steam is not helping. I'm not kidding. That is so deep with grease. Do you see? The grease goes up to the lines in my spatula. That's deep. Yeah, that's not 80-20 in my opinion. That's 50-50. That is a lot of grease.
Hey, but she didn't say she wasn't gonna eat it though. She's about to tear that whole pan up. I guarantee you.
We took his depot. That was the first time I ever met him in person. You know, he wouldn't shake my hand either.
Really?
No, when he walked in, all the attorneys, it was a big table. It was about 12 people in the room, and he walks in, and he walks around the table, shakes everybody, including my lawyer. He shakes my lawyer's hands and everybody, and I stood up to shake his hand because I don't have no hard feelings, you know, just give me my money. He rolls his eyes at me and walks away, turn his little shoulder like, wow. And then he comes up with this, oh my goodness, I don't know where he got the story from. He said he played football in high school, and the whole team was called the Big East. And some guy was trying to call him Big East and accidentally called him the Big Boss, and then somebody else called him Rick Ross. It went from Big Boss to Rick Ross. That's his story.
That's the
how he came up with the name Rick Ross.
That's the dumbest story I've ever heard in my life.
If I'd have been the judge, I would have hammered him just for saying, you know, come in my courtroom lying like that.
Crazy things happening in the world right now. This retired grandmother went public and said she still owes $108,000 in student loans over 40 years after taking them out. A USPS driver was caught racing a Mustang. They were going 105 miles per hour in a 60 mile per hour zone. Steve Buscemi was punched in the face in New York City, but he's okay. The Paris Olympics are stocking up on over 300,000 condoms after they lifted their intimacy ban. A Tesla Cybertruck was reported that it bricked after only one car wash. A hospital put out a statement telling bite victims to stop bringing the snakes that bit them into the hospital. South Carolina has $1.8 billion that they don't know where it came from or where it should go. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed a bill mandating that kindergartners learn about communism. A lot owner was stunned after finding a $500,000 house built on her lot, and apparently she's getting sued for it.
Getting sued for somebody accidentally building something on your property, that's the coldest.
Gods never existed. They symbolize the different body parts of your body. Anubis is the dog, which represents the tongue, the barking, because the power of life and death is in the tongue. The falcon of Horus is the inner bird, which is inside of the brainstem. Thoth, the god of wisdom. Thoth is thought, because he is the god of wisdom, the thought, the human mind. Jed pillar is the spinal column, which is a part of the brain. The Ankh is the womb, the uterus in the womb, because this is the portal into the physical world. This is symbolizing how the visual field works connect with the brain because you do not see into the external world. What you are seeing is an image produced by the visual cortex in the back of the brain. The back of the casket is the cerebellum, which is all to do with motor learning and cognitive functions of the brain. The scarab is the skull. Hindus used to build temples in the human form because they understood this is the most advanced piece of technology on the face of the earth. The Most High does not dwell in houses made by human hands. It's your human body. You are God made flesh. They don't want you finding out how sacred your body is and how powerful your mind is. You are the all-seeing eye on top of the pyramid, looking into the three-dimensional world. You are Solomon's temple, the temple of the soul and the mon, the soul and the mind in the temple. If you want to learn more, read this book, the Book of...
If you're interested in that book, I put the link in the description.
This is voices that are in 440 frequency. Now,
Right.
It was Rothschild that patented this. So it keeps everybody on edge. Now, what this is a Gomini meter, and what it is, this is what the voices will sound like. So this is African. You see?
Yeah. So that middle part that's fuzzing up.
This is what sounds are doing to your body. This is what it's doing to the water and the minerals and the salt and everything in your body. Right? It's keeping you on edge. Now, when you did your call to the prayer, you didn't move. Hang on. Sorry, I'm on a... Take that off. It's hardly moving. Look.
Nothing's playing in the background, that's why.
It's playing in the background.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. Now watch. It's not even moving. It's not even moving.
That's mad.
It's called... Now that is in 432. That's the earth tone. And that's a healing tone.
Wow.
So there's proof. That is proof there.
Wow.
That you're hitting the right notes. What you're essentially doing, this for me, it stops when I stop it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. The mouse.
Because I'm stopping, exactly. And, your voice, I don't know how much more proof people want. Look at this. Right, so you've got African.
And even the music you played as well. Do you remember when
Even
you
the
played
music.
music?
Let's put the music on. I'll show you what music does. This is proof that they're messing around with us. So, right. That's what 440 frequency is doing to your bodies. Look. That's what it's doing inside our bodies when we hear it. So it keeps you on edge. This is why people dance. This is why babies, when they're first born, can't not move to drums. Because drums have an effect on your body.
That's nuts.
Right? Now, what you're doing is a frequency in 432, which for me is more spiritual than the praying itself. Because this is a healing tone. Look, it's not even moving. So it has no bad effect whatsoever.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is absolutely crazy.
Look, when the reverb, because it's not real what we've put in.
Yeah, that's right.
When it comes off, watch it just as it comes off the edge. Watch.
It's completely straight.
Yeah.
That's Steve. That's crazy.
Proof.
That's crazy.
That's proof. There's proof.
Now that clip was definitely a big gem, especially for people that like to listen to music, because something's happening, but you can't explain it on a frequency level. So that clip shows you what's happening to your body on a frequency level, which is really cool.
Of the mind.
If you can see it here, and you have the courage enough to speak it, it will happen.
Everything comes from the imagination.
And they talk about manifesting. It's fucking real, man. Manifesting is real.
I can manifest like a motherfucker. I've manifested things that I'm just like, I still shock myself, like, how the fuck did I make that happen?
If you can't imagine yourself doing something, you're not gonna fucking make it.
When you figure out who you are and what you want to do, and you devote your life to it, like you're all in on this thing, and you manifest, most of these people end up doing what they say they're going to do and being who they say they're going to become.
The law of attraction, I wasn't interested. I was almost laughing at it. But then I eventually watched a movie on it and read some books on it, and then it started to resonate with me, like keep positive and have belief in where you're going, and you're able to create your entire world.
The root chakra, which is the root of your Kundalini energy, the base chakra linked to your connection to Earth, deals with grounding, survival, safety, security, and stability. This chakra is blocked by fear. If this chakra is blocked or imbalanced, your body will be in fight or flight mode. If you experience a lot of anxiety and depression, or you feel disconnected, Your root chakra is likely blocked or imbalanced. This chakra holds traumas that have challenged your sense of security and survival, like abuse or financial struggles. As long as the energy of that trauma is within that chakra, you'll attract more of those struggles to you. Remember this, it's like that for every single chakra. Balancing this chakra will help you in a very important aspect of manifesting the things you want, your will and trust in the universe. An imbalanced root chakra can also lead to financial problems, the fight or flight response, not being able to deal with environmental stress, not being able to let go, anger, insecurity, and self-destruction. If this chakra is balanced, you'll feel inner security. You'll feel connected, and you'll be able to deal with environmental stress.
Do you guys think that's Jeffrey, or do you think that's just his doppelganger?
This video before it's removed from the internet.
The following film shows the human energy field radiating outward from the body. It dynamically changes based on the physical conditions, the feeling states, the motivations of the person, in interaction with energy radiation from objects and living things. The existence of the human energy field, or the aura, was validated and studied by over 12 years of high-frequency recordings. This film shows the field not ordinarily seen, but now visible. Like all living things, this little dog has a sizable radiant field, even when he sits quietly. Notice now, as he greets his master, the obvious love and affection between them increases the dynamic radiation from their bodies, even the dog's tail and the man's head. No wonder so many people have pets who give them pleasure and provide a vital field of energy to interact with. Wherever there is motion in the universe, there is increased flow in the field that humans interact with. See the explosive activity from the waves and from his body. Also, the electromagnetic field of the body is negatively charged or ionized, as are waves or tumbling water, which further expands and heightens his field, giving a physical exuberance and emotional excitement. No wonder that a day at the beach is so exhilarating and vitalizing. We all love a babbling brook and the freshness of outdoor vegetation and mountains. Most of us believe that it is the relaxation and beauty which refreshes us. From our research, we have discovered that living plants and rarefied atmosphere provide a richer field of negative ions, which heightens and replenishes our own energy field. Notice that the man's field becomes light in color and high in frequency. It sparkles and radiates some distance from his body. See that as the child moves into the mother's field, the affection between them changes the overall field to a pink color. Individuals' fields blend and enhance when there is a warm, caring relationship. These energy fields are the largest and the whitest that we have shown. She is oming. On the breath inhalation, the radiant field diminishes, and on exhalation, it expands and envelops the child. We have known for a long time that Gregorian chants, oming, humming, singing, and whistling create an energy which perks up emotions and brings an expanded consciousness.
Well, you guys, hey, that's another one in the books. I appreciate you guys for stopping by like you always do and watching another one with me. If you haven't already, go ahead and smash that like button for me. Smash that subscribe button and join the iTrack fam. And I will definitely catch you on the next one.